to what I would advise an executive is be present and be invested. There are no titles all the way up to the CEO and all the way down to the janitor that are invincible. I think every title needs to be heavily involved, no matter how big your company is or how big you think you are. You always need to show up. You need to show up as the principal voice. You need to show up as the mediator between trusted customers and your reps. Sometimes they get it wrong. You need to show up to be the voice and the principal face of your company and be out in the field. The only way you know if people are working and working the right way is by being with them. I think, yes, at a VP level, you've probably got regional managers working for you. And so you definitely want to trust and delegate to your team to do the day-to-day monotony of field rides. But I, as a VP of sales formally, always made sure I was spending time in the field with 2 or 3 of the top reps to kind of see what they're doing and then try to replicate that both in my management of their managers, but also in the overall vision that I'm setting for the team every year is these people are doing it really well. Here are some of the things that I witnessed that they're doing, and how do we amplify and replicate that within our sales force? So that's number one, is getting in the field with your top performers and extracting what they're doing really well. And how do we package that and teach that to others? But then I also think some VP of sales shy away from the bad eggs. The most immediate thing you can do for your company and your sales quota is to find out who's struggling, get out in the field with them, ask them the tough questions. I'm a big fan of the saying, when you need to say it. I've said it to several people, and maybe people that'll see this will go, I remember her saying that to me. Your job should always be a challenge and never a struggle. And if I'm speaking to an employee that's struggling, I'm going to say something similar to, your job should be always challenging, but never a struggle. Do you feel like right now it's a struggle for you? And then I let them answer. They're usually pretty honest. And then after they answer that, my second question is, okay, if you're struggling and you're not hitting your number, if that's, let's say, a salesperson, break this down for me. Is it a skill gap or is it a will gap? Because either one or both are definitely failing. So if they're not hitting their number, or they're not hitting a KPI of a marketing team, or they're not hitting any objective, it's either they're lacking the skill or they're lacking the will, or they're lacking both. And so I think just hard, fast questions to those struggling employees will find a way to win if they are viable and they have great skills, and maybe they're either lacking leadership or they're lacking the will. Those are things they're going to have to do on their own, or we would have to replace the leader. But in 9 times out of 10, they're lacking the skill set. Someone hasn't taught them the best practice, or someone hasn't taught them how to show up correctly, or they haven't gotten enough reps, meaning doing this repetitively over and over and over again before they finally get good at it. So I think too often VP of sales and even just leaders in general bail on people too soon. And that's a huge pet peeve of mine. I'm always going to give people an opportunity to thrive and be very clear in what needs to change. And if time and time again, you've given them opportunity, you've shown them the way, you've taught them the skill, you've helped motivate them so that the will's not missing and they're still not getting it, then defining a transition plan that is humane to them, I think, is the right ideal way to handle it. So that's really the role of the VP of sales, is to manage your managers, making sure that they are doing the work and leading their teams with vision, the vision that you would be aligned with, but also being a part of the solution, being out in the field. No ivory tower leaders.